Dear friends, I'm greatly looking forward to reopening our parish for the public celebration of the Mass and the Sacraments. It's actually not quite public because we are asking you to do reservations. Thank you for those who responded to our online survey last week. Let me address a few of the things that you mentioned. Some of you were very concerned about the small number of people that would be able to come to Mass in the beginning. My brother priest in the Williamsport area and in other counties of the diocese that were allowed to reopen said that a lot of our people are very cautious and worried about emerging too quickly, keeping safe. So actually the number isn't that small. They said the response was very cautious. But the bishop this past week, as he's reopening our county, he gave us permission for a larger group. I'm thinking of having about 50 or 60 people in the beginning. Deliberately, as pastor, I want to keep it small. And the overwhelming response of the survey, most individuals wanted us to take things slowly and cautiously, with the emphasis really on your safety. And that's exactly what I want to do as pastor. I don't want overwhelming gatherings in the beginning. The bishop has given us permission to resume some masses with attendance, limited attendance, on June the 8th. I'm going to wait until Wednesday, June the 10th. That week, we're only going to celebrate 2 weekday masses, one on Wednesday and one on Friday morning. I want to make sure that we have good protocols in place and that everybody is kept safe. There will be somebody to greet you as you come in the driveway and sort of indicate where to go with vehicle as well. We'll make sure that cars are spaced one from each other. Individuals will be able to listen to the Mass on FM radio. If you want to stay in your car, you're able to do that. If you would like to get out of the car and to bring some lawn chairs or chairs for yourself, you're able to do that as well. We're going to try to do a mailing this week. I hope it gets to all of our parishioners before we reopen so that those who are not on the internet or don't use social media could have some access to reservations as well. We'll have online reservations and also through calling our parish office as well. It'll be first come, first served. No priority is going to be given to any individual. It's first come, first served. And I do believe that in the beginning there will be room for everyone, especially if we're conscious of the needs of others. Try not to attend too regularly, perhaps at the very beginning, if the numbers look overwhelming, in order to try to give others an opportunity. You might want to come to one of the smaller weekday masses in the very beginning. It would be a beautiful way to receive Jesus in Holy Communion and to attend Mass in the beginning. I know some are concerned about communion. You are able to come if you're afraid and not receive communion in person, but to receive a spiritual communion as well. And of course, if you're worried about your health, if you feel vulnerable and at risk, please stay home during this time. The bishop has continued to dispense you from the obligation to attend Mass. As we look forward to expanding, in the beginning, I'm only going to celebrate one Mass on Saturday at 4 o'clock and one Mass on Sunday at 9 o'clock. But after a week or two, I intend to expand that as well. And certainly the goal is to bring people into the church as soon as we could do that safely and well. You know, we want to start slow. I'm very concerned about your health and the health of others. I know there's a few who are not happy about this, but the vast majority of our parishioners are very concerned about your health. And so you will be required on our property to wear a mask. That's for the safety of others. If you're uncomfortable with that, you might want to wait a little bit longer before you return to the Eucharist. I will be scheduling baptisms for families that are looking forward to those. While I'm looking forward for the sacrament of First Holy Communion and confirmation, to wait a bit till we could safely, perhaps in the fall, with some instruction and practices, to be able to really prepare well for some small group celebrations of those sacraments. But right now, if a family, once we reopen, really wants to celebrate that sacrament with their child, please contact me and we'll make that happen as well. There's going to be a need for volunteers during this time. Volunteers who are willing to help us greet individuals as they come into the parking lot and help with needs while here. There's going to be a need for volunteers who are going to help with some of that online registration as well. Volunteers who are willing to help with sanitizing things, especially once we return into the church. So if you're able and willing to volunteer in those capacities, I'd invite you to do so. Mass will be short when we come back. Homilies will be shorter. We won't be singing in the very beginning. We're going to try to have a streamlined celebration of the Eucharist. Again, the emphasis is on safety for you and for everyone. During the reception of Holy Communion, I will be wearing a mask. I'll have a little table next to me. Every time I begin, I will sanitize my hands. I will sanitize them at the end afterwards. I'm going to be careful when giving communion to those receiving in the hand, not to touch their hands. But if I accidentally do, I will place the ciborium on a corporal on the table, and I will sanitize my hands once again before resuming giving communion. Those receiving on the tongue, well, we ask you to consider, for the safety of myself and others, to receive in the hand. I will be sanitizing my hands after each one. I will ask you to come up at the end of the communion line if that's your preference, because many are asking, many are concerned about that, others, your brother and sister parishioners. And so for their safety, I'd invite you to come up at the end. I'm looking forward, too, to the opportunity to begin some other experiences in our parish. A lot of you on the survey indicated that you would like us to have some experiences of adoration, even if it's here, outside. I'm hoping that we could do that. The emphasis is on resuming masses, but then we're going to provide times like that for prayer as well. And not the first weekend, but probably by the second, I will be hearing some drive-through confessions. I'll be on the porch of the rectory on Saturdays, and individuals will be able to drive into the driveway, and with their window open, they'll be able to make their confession. I look forward to all of this reopening and celebrating the sacraments with you once again. Again, the emphasis is on doing so safely and well. You know, if you're able to volunteer, please help us. We will continue to live stream all of our masses. If that's better for you right now, that's understandable, and we'll be doing that as well. It's a work in progress, brothers and sisters. May God give us all of the grace and wisdom that we need to do this safely and well. God bless you. I'm praying for you each and every day. And before I end, I just need to say again, thank you. Thank you so much for your support, your encouragement, your great generosity, to us. I thank you for mailing in envelopes. There's now a little mailbox on the porch of the rectory that you could put some in as well. There's the diocesan website gives that opportunity. But I thank you so much for the way that you have been so generous to the parish, and the way that you have also been so supportive of our North Pocono Food Pantry. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you.